microhyaluronic acid molecule, so they sit on top of the skin to smooth and hydrate. This is a microhyaluronic acid molecule. It penetrates more deeply into skin to plump.
Hyaluronic acid serum by L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Colbert's got Trevor Noah tonight on the Emmy-nominated Late Show.
Line up for a new season of 48 Hours. 2 important cases, 2 all-new episodes. 48 Hours, Saturday, September 16th on CBS.
Fall-like weekend weather and temperatures continue. I'll show you what's in the forecast with your regional outlooks and planners. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Hurricane Lee heads toward the Caribbean. What forecasters are expecting when it makes landfall. Plus, the last of the big 3 automakers puts an offer on the table. What Stellantis is offering UAW workers. And an East Coast school district is trying something new for teachers, offering them housing along with their salary. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Things, of course, have cooled down again tonight. Ariane, how chilly will we be overnight now?
Oh my goodness, we could see the mid-30s this evening with some frost in the interior, Sarah, and friends that are watching at home. We will expect those cool temperatures to continue into the weekend during the evening. During the day, though, we're warming up just a little bit. We could hit up to about 75, I almost said miles an hour, 75 degrees on Saturday, and then we could see those showers returning on Saturday evening into our Sunday. Taking a look here as when that's probably going to come into fruition, like I said, on mostly on Saturday. I've got your 7-day outlook after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Developing now, Hurricane Lee has now strengthened into a Category 4 hurricane. Peak intensity is expected this weekend to become a dangerous hurricane over the southwestern Atlantic early next week. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has the report.
Hurricane Lee, unfortunately, has commenced its period of rapid intensification as we've been advertising in the forecast. And
it's all hands on deck for Jamie Rome and the rest of the team at the National Hurricane Center, monitoring Hurricane Lee. Rome says Lee is getting stronger by the second.
It's centered sort of safely out here over the central Atlantic, save marine interest, and it's going to move steadily off to the northwest for the next 4 or 5 days, and that would position it early next week just to the north of Puerto Rico or just to the east of the Bahamas.
While forecasts predict Lee will stay away from land areas in the Caribbean, it could still be dangerous, even deadly.
Is going to get really big. So it's going to grow in sort of size and intensity over the next several days. That is going to produce a ton of waves out over the open water. And when these waves start to emanate in all directions and strike land, that's when the rip current risk is going to skyrocket. And, it's going to produce just dangerous surf conditions. And a lot of people really miscalculate this risk.
The National Hurricane Center says over the course of a year, more than 100 people die from strong rip currents. They say that number is a lot higher than the amount of people that die from hurricane winds and storm surge.
I need people to understand the severity of that threat, even though it's not as widely understood and respected. I'm telling you from experience that rip currents are is one of the more deadly aspects of a hurricane, especially one that stays offshore, like we're currently predicting Lee to do.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the trajectory of Hurricane Lee and is updated on FEMA's preparedness in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is meeting with business and government leaders in Japan this week. It's a 7-day investment mission with the goal of securing investments in the mobility, automotive, and advanced manufacturing industries. Today, the governor announced a $63 million investment in the global mobility supplier Denso. The funds will will help retool production lines in Battle Creek's thermal manufacturing facility to assist in the EV manufacturing process. Governor Whitmer says in part, quote, "This investment mission has given us the opportunity to connect with leadership at companies like Denso and tell Michigan's story. Together, we're bringing critical supply chains and investments back home. Thanks to announcements like today's, Michigan will remain a global leader in the future of mobility and electrification." Governor Whitmer and her team will continue to meet with industry leaders to try to gain more investments before returning home next week. Meanwhile, in Detroit, automaker Stellantis is the last one of the big three to come to the table with a counteroffer. Ford last week said 9%, GM yesterday said 10%, and today Stellantis said, "We'll give you 14.5%. Andres Gutierrez has the details.
Stellantis' raise would happen over 4 years. They're also willing to give bonuses that total more than $10,000. The proposal would also make Juneteenth a paid holiday for the 43,000 workers covered by the deal. Newer employees would get a 27% boost to their starting wages, and it would take 6 years, not 8, to reach the top pay rate. All of this comes less than a week before the current contract expires on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. The UAW president has said that this is not a reference point, but a deadline. So over the course of the last week, we've talked about the different ways the economy would be affected if workers walked off the job. And if you're looking to buy a car, analysts at J.D. Power and Associates says it took 2 years to recover from the supply chain crisis stemming from the pandemic. This time around, there are about 34 days worth of inventory at car dealers across the country. So if a strike happens for more than a month, expect to see a high jump in prices.
Consumers still have at least all September to get out there and still get the same incentives that you could get before. Just know that inventory may start to dwindle, particularly on 3-row crossovers and some compact SUVs. If you're looking for a large pickup, the good news is there's a lot of those. So there's probably not a great rush. But again, the expectation here is that a strike, if it occurs, won't go on much longer than a couple weeks.
UAW President Shawn Fain was at Ford headquarters yesterday afternoon, and the automaker has put a better offer on the table than the 9% they offered last week. The special grand jury investigating efforts to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results recommended charges for Senator Lindsey Graham, 2 former U.S. senators, and more than a dozen other people. Ultimately, those people were not on the list of those charged by the Fulton County District Attorney, which did include former President Trump and 18 others. Natalie Brandt breaks down these new developments.
So we're opening up Pandora's box here.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is not facing charges, but the Georgia special grand jury probing 2020 election interference thought he should have.
I voted to certify the election. To suggest I'm part of some grand scheme to overturn the election makes no sense given my actions.
A newly released report details Graham and former Georgia Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, along with former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, were among the people the grand jury thought should be indicted. Legal experts say grand juries use probable cause in deciding whether to recommend charges, but in the courtroom, prosecutors have to prove a defendant's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
There is an additional process that goes on in prosecutors' offices before they seek charges, in which they analyze the evidence and decide whether it's in the public interest to seek these charges.
The report reveals the grand jury recommended charges for 39 people. The district attorney ended up charging 19 of them, including former President Trump. Trump's spokesperson called the grand jury, quote, biased, saying they voted to indict dozens of innocent individuals. The report also reveals the 23-person grand jury voted overwhelmingly to recommend Trump face the 13 felony charges that are part of his indictment. Members of the panel spent more than 7 months hearing from at least 75 witnesses. The grand jury recommended that its report be made public.
Heading back to school, many teachers and school faculty say education is a calling. And for one new school leader in Marquette, her calling came through some pain.
Hello, good morning.
Dr. Kristen Peterson is the new principal at Graveret Elementary. She lost her son, Josiah, to cancer when he was just 10 years old. She served for 11 years as an education consultant for the 13 districts in Marquette and Alger counties. And after years of healing, she says she found the strength to serve and inspire the children of the UP again.
Sentiment that when all that's left to me is love is give me away. And on those tough moments when I've already put in a really long day and I'm tired and I am reminded of that is what I'm here to do. I see bits of my son and all the kids here at Graveret.
Peterson says her son Josiah loved to read, and as she heads into her first year at Graveret Elementary, she says she's humbled to help any student on their educational journey. Schools nationwide are dealing with a teacher shortage, and low wages are a big part of the problem. But one school in Connecticut is trying out something new by building homes where teachers live rent-free. Bradley Blackburn has the details.
A few blocks from the Friends Center for Children in New Haven, Connecticut, where kids are busy at play, work is underway on a place for their teachers to live. For 2 preschool teachers and their families, these 2,100 square feet will have the comforts of home at almost no cost.
They do pay their own utilities, but they have free rent.
Alex Schiavone says this housing helps solve a big problem: how to raise teachers' pay when schools don't have the budget for bigger salaries.
We take the teacher's salary and we add the benefit on top of it, which brings them to really a more professional and livable wage.
Next month, teacher Kristen Calderon and her 9-year-old son will move in next door to Paris Pierce and her 3 children.
I'm just in awe of what's happening.
The housing is valued at about $1,800 a month, the equivalent of a 50% boost in take-home pay. They say they can now build savings while living in a safe place.
I did spend a portion of my son's infancy homeless, and so security and having a home is a really big thing for us.
They're living in a brand new house.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. Not only is it a brand new house, but it's a house that they got to design.
They collaborated with Yale architecture students who are constructing the homes. 4 more are planned in a 2-acre teachers' village.
The most amazing aspect of it is it's a one-time investment. So we're paying for the house, and then we have that return for the teacher and for our program forever.
A blueprint they hope more schools and leaders will consider to build a future for teachers from the ground up.
The school says the housing program will eventually save them $500,000 every year and help them effectively raise salaries for all teachers, even those who don't live in the school housing. Your first morning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, an upcoming cooking show in Harris is featuring local growers. How a man from Ford River got into growing garlic. And who's behind a new entrance arch that will be built at the Iron Mountain City Cemetery? We're back after this.
"19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Save big money and get 11% off everything at Menards. Upgrade your home with quality appliances from brands including Criterion, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana. Menards has the largest in-stock appliance selection, ready to take home today. Get this fingerprint-resistant stainless steel Whirlpool appliance suite and save over $1,800 after sale price and 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's late night. Wake up, everybody.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Hold on to your butts.
Weeknights on CBS.
Now more than ever, you need to know what's happening here in Washington. Decisions affecting your life by the people you set here. I'm Rachel Knapp, tracking the daily decisions by your senators and representatives. That's my job, and I report to you. Healthcare, education, the economy, taxes, jobs, all hang in the balance. Watch my reports from Capitol Hill only on WZMQ 19 News.
When two celebrity-led teams
What is this?
face off
It's a Harley-drawn swan.
in a game of quick draw,
1, 2, 3, shoot!
it's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS. WZMQ 19 News, honored with the Best Newscast Award from the MAB. Thank you for watching WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
We did not quite break that 2002 record of 91 degrees today. Saw 60 degrees. I'll take that 60 over the 90 any day. Our temps right now, though, we are dropping down into that 40-degree range as well as the mid-50s, 48 over in Ironwood and Houghton, and a little bit cool here in Marquette with a low of, or current temp of 46 degrees. We could even see some mid-30s this evening. Most of that is going to be, though, in the interior. We've got fog moving in as well. Other than that, mostly clear skies. Imagine that. And then possible frost as well in the interior. Warmer conditions tomorrow with those temperatures 65 to about 75. Another cool Saturday evening and cool Sunday evening. And we'll see those showers returning on Saturday night. Let's take a look right now as we've got most of the action just to the east and west of us and south of us. We have seen some sprinkles here, but actually it is just those suspended water droplets in the air of the fog that has been moving in. Take a look here as most of it is concentrated in the central portion of the UP. All right, taking a look at Futurecast, like I said, mostly clear skies tonight, even with that fog. And then we'll see some clouds moving in on our Sunday afternoon, starting over in the west before those showers are expected to drop in the early evening hours around 8 p.m. in Gogebic County first, and then making its way northward as well as eastward here overnight. Possibly some heavy showers there in Bruce Crossing. 7 a.m. on Sunday, we'll see central portions, west and central portions of the UP seeing some sprinkles as they head eastward by the later morning hours, and then a little bit cloudy on our Sunday. We'll expect things to clear out just a little bit, mostly though in only the northeast portion. Taking a look at our lows this evening, like I mentioned, we could be down in those mid to upper 30s, but most of us in that 40 to 55 degree range. Oof, a little chilly. All right, the Great Lakes Logging and Heavy Equipment Expo going on tomorrow in Escanaba at the UP State Fairgrounds. Friends, it's going to be a wonderful morning and afternoon. A little bit chilly, but we've got mostly sunny skies and not seeing any showers for that event. Tomorrow, our highs a little bit warmer. Like I said, we could be hitting up to about 75. As you can see, Iron River and Iron Mountain getting really close to that with a high expected of about 73 degrees and all that abundant sunshine. 7-day outlook for Marquette. We've got the UP Fall Beer Fest going on Saturday with a high of 69 degrees. Lots of sunshine. Sunday, we'll see some showers pushing in, 80% chance of that with the Art on the Mountain at the Marquette Mountain Resort. That actually starts on Saturday and continues on Sunday. Monday, possible showers continuing until we dry out later on in the week. Those temperatures cooling down a little bit.
Thank you very much, Ariane. A couple of Marquette County organizations enjoyed the nice weather today with a golf outing this afternoon. The West End Health Foundation and the Marquette County Cares Coalition, or MC Squared, teed up together. The West End Health Foundation supported 100% of the costs, and all proceeds went to the Cares Coalition. This year, the outing was capped at 35 teams of 4 due to the overwhelming amount of teams that wanted to participate.
It's been just a really successful event. It's a good day out on the green. It's always the Friday after Labor Day, so it's a nice way to kind of say goodbye to summer and for a great cause.
The sign up for the next outing is not known at this time, but you can find more information on our website, WZMQ19.com. Next Thursday, Escanaba's Daily Press newspaper is hosting the Taste of the Island cooking show at the Island Resort and Casino. And chefs are incorporating ingredients from local growers into their recipes. Rod Lanaville will be providing garlic from his farm in Ford River. He plants cloves each October and cuts the scrapes that grow in June to produce large bulbs. Over the years, he's found a variety of uses for garlic inside and outside the kitchen.
To me, it's very important because I don't use it just for cooking. I use it to maintain my garden. Garlic is a natural fungicide and bug deterrent. Nothing really likes garlic except people. It helps me to stay an organic gardener. It really does.
You can see how the island's chefs use Lanaville garlic and other local ingredients at the Taste of the Island cooking show. Tickets are available now at the Daily Press and Elmers County Market for just $25. The city of Iron Mountain will be moving forward with plans for a new cemetery arch this year thanks to a local trust fund. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle gives us a glimpse at the plans.
The August Lilja Memorial Trust, consisting of 3 members from local churches, including the North Elementary School principal, is financing and designing the new arch, with the principal sharing plan details.
Sandstone pillars on each side of the entryway with the arch going over the top and kind of framing the entrance to the cemetery. And right now, you know, it's in excess of $100,000. So we have some money that we're going to put toward it and work on the goal of paying it off. And we already have one outside organization, some people that have generously donated.
The committee ensures the arch won't cost the city thanks to local historians, contributions from guided cemetery tours.
The cemetery is a great source of local history. Every stone tells a story. Over the years of doing research on people who are buried in the cemetery, we found some of the stories to be absolutely fascinating. And then we found out the Lilia Fund also had big plans for making improvements at the cemetery. So we have donated all of the money we've raised towards the Lilia Fund.
Gunlock Champion is managing the design and bids. The newest committee member created the arch plans, which will use locally sourced sandstone inspired by this nearby cemetery building.
I had a vision of this, and when I wrote it up, the guys liked it, and that's how this arch came about. Madge Lilja left a handwritten note years ago saying that she was leaving a trust money for the beautification of the city of Iron Mountain.
The committee convenes monthly for beautification project decisions and welcomes public ideas within city limits focused on beautification. Donations can be made to the Lilja Fund, which would allow the Trust Committee to pay off the arch project and move on to other improvements. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
The Gateway Arch is expected to go up by midsummer of 2024, and cemetery historians are looking to replace the cast iron fountain as the cemetery's next big project. Still ahead tonight, another new iPhone is about to launch, but will consumers even buy it? The upgrade fatigue companies are trying to avoid after this.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it. My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
This is home. It's our town, it's our song. This is home. This is where we belong. Whoa. Whoa. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Apple is about to launch its new iPhone 15, but are customers ready to buy it? As John Delano reports, some industry analysts think many people are done with shelling out more money year after year for the latest and greatest cell phone.
It's as regular as pumpkin spice latte. A new Apple iPhone with every phone hyped as bigger and better than last year's version. This year, it's the iPhone 15. But will it sell?
At the end of the day, we may be getting to a point where there's just a law of diminishing returns in terms of what consumer value will be.
Michael Gartenberg, now an independent analyst after working as an Apple marketing team leader, thinks most smartphone users are not so quick to switch phones every year or two as they once were.
I expect more consumers are going to be holding on to their devices probably for a little longer than they might have in the past, because there's both a lack of differentiated innovation, things that customers can actually notice and use, along with higher and higher prices.
Nothing is official about the iPhone 15, but industry analysts think the new phone will be about $100 more, with a new color and a lighter, stronger titanium shell, longer battery life, and new camera features.
Those changes have become more marginal in recent years.
Josh Lowitz studies consumer reaction to electronics like cell phones. Gone are the days when consumers lined up for blocks to purchase the latest phone. Lowitz thinks the market for the iPhone 15 Pro may well be saturated.
This doesn't feel like an earth-shattering moment in time. There isn't a huge installed base of people whose phones are so aged that they need to get the next phone.
Of course, there are always those who want the latest electronic device, no matter what. And Apple is counting on that to sell its iPhone 15.
Never underestimate the power of Apple marketing and the consumer.
If you feel ready for a new phone, details about the iPhone 15 will be unveiled next Tuesday, September 12th. Or you can wait like me until your phone needs an upgrade.
In health news tonight, air pollution may have an impact on a baby's growth during pregnancy. Researchers in Europe found women exposed to higher levels of air pollution had babies with a lower birth weight, while women living in greener areas had babies with a higher birth weight. Scientists say there also is a strong relationship between birth weight and lung health, with low birth weight children at risk of developing asthma and COPD. Many women who develop diabetes during pregnancy usually see it go away after giving birth, but not women of color. Research published in the journal Obstetrics and Gynecology found Black, Hispanic, and South Asian mothers who experience gestational diabetes are up to 4 times more likely to develop type 2 diabetes than non-Hispanic white patients. The findings emphasize the need for greater interventions and policy changes to counter racial health disparities. And researchers in China say bright light therapy may help improve sleep in people with chronic stress. In studying mice, they found the treatment inhibited certain neurons in the brain, resulting in better sleep. They hope the findings lead to new light treatments and medications for stressed people who are losing sleep. We're starting our weekend sunny and pleasant, but the rain returns eventually. Ariane has the outlook on the way. And the return of art on the mountain. What you'll find this weekend at Marquette Mountain Resort in our final story after this break.
Shop our huge selection of Amish crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order with 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
When 2 celebrity-led teams
What is this?
face off.
We're going to say it's a horribly drawn turkey. No, it's a horribly drawn swan. I don't know what a swan looks like.
In a game of quick draw.
Jump rope.
Jump rope.
Jump rope is correct. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
It's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new Pocket Hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper, so your water is always clean and lead-free. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow. And when you turn off the water, away it goes. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament jacket, 3 times stronger than the other hoses. And I love the oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Get the super light 25-foot Pocket Hose Copper Bullet today for only $29.99. But wait, call now and get our Turbo Shot adjustable nozzle absolutely free. This is an exclusive advanced release of our 2024 edition Pocket Hose. Order now.
Call 1-800-501-5243 or visit copperbullet.com. So call 1-800-501-5243 now.
Your one place for everything Caribbean is on One Caribbean Television. Visit our website to subscribe and download our app. Watch One Caribbean Television anytime, anywhere, live or on demand on your TV, phone, tablet, or computer.
Mostly clear skies out there right now. Those temperatures around 45 to 55 degrees. It's going to drop even further. Some concentrated fog in the central portions of the UP. Saturday, though, get out of the kitchen. That's a pickleball term if you don't know. We're warming up just a little bit, 65 to about 75 degrees. Lots of sunshine, so it'll be a great day for that. And then we also have the UP Beer Fest with those temperatures in the mid-60s. 7-day outlook for Escanaba. We'll see some showers until later next week.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Finally tonight, Marquette Mountain is hosting its 3rd annual Art on the Mountain starting tomorrow. It'll have activities for everyone like disc golfing, downhill bike riding, riding the lift up the mountain, and even some hiking. With more room for vendors this year, about 20 booths will be set up throughout the resort with a variety of artwork to check out. And the T-Bar will be open, serving up food and beverages as well as live music.
Just an amazing variety of artists. It's a great time to look for Christmas gifts and a great time just to come and see what our local UP artists can do. That's pretty amazing.
Art on the Mountain is Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Entry to Art on the Mountain is free, but some activities may require additional fees. And it looks like, for the most part, the weather is going to be pretty nice for that.
Definitely, especially on Saturday. So if you haven't ridden your bike down the mountain, this might be a time, Ken, for you to go do
Try it out. Maybe wear the knee pads and the elbow pads.
Definitely get that full I have bid it down that mountain on a mountain bike. It's not fun.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like an experience that you got to have at least once.
For sure. Once was good for me.
The one time. And then you can tumble your way down to Art on the Mountain and check out some artwork.
Absolutely.
That's it for now. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back.
It's late night. Wake up, everybody.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Hold on to your butts.
Weeknights on CBS.
It's a star-studded day on the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Do you know who's backstage?
Who backstage, John?
Method Man. He is fine.
Julie Bowen isn't the only one excited about Method Man and Lorenz Tate. Ladies, call